So, new Lair of Darkness support. Good, bad, ugly? Good? Meh. Bad? Not really. Ugly? No, this art is fucking gorgeous. It's just wasted, just like again with Malice. Even though Malice has more use than she does in Lair. I swear, I shit you not, this is more Lair of Darkness support. This and this are more Lair of Darkness support than this. But it looks like it works. I mean, their names are even similar. Diabolica, come on. But alas, this card is not built for the darkness of Lairs. It is built for literally any fucking thing else I found. So, this is just test number 1. This is just to see how it would work. And, in version 2.0, you can see where my allegiance has taken us. So, she is completely useless in Lair of Darkness. Like, I've tried to make it work. I made 2 variables and I've tested, well, more like 4 variables, but the other ones I deleted and glossed over. To get her to work in Lair is not impossible, but it's fucking hard, dude. I gotta hope that I get hit by a stray Raigeki, Dark Hole, or something like that in order to get her off naturally in that deck, because this sends everything by cost. And most of the things that support, including the other one, Malice. Malice also sends via cost. So ironically, yeah, also by cost. So despite everything that I've tried, despite everything that I've looked up, despite everything that I have thought of, she's just not made for the deck. They can work together. I'm not saying that they can't work together, but if you were building, like I was about to build, a pure version of Lair, or Lair at least mixed with Labyrinth, which is what I'm leaning towards now, she doesn't work. The reason for this being is that she works with anything that is sending via effect to the grave. At least that's how her first effect works. She's being sent by grave. When something is sent to the graveyard, by effect. So you can work with that in Archfiends via the use of Cherubini. That can work as well in Dark Cursed or Dark Necrosphere, those kinds of decks as well, via Dark Spirit of Banishment, Malice, and even Dark Spirit. Excuse me. And even to an extent, Dark Spirit's Mastery, which searches her, by the way. Okay? So you can kind of set some things up like that. One thing to note, or at least that I would say is important for you to note, with her is that both of her effects can only trigger once. Because you only have them once. So if you want to use the first effect to special summon herself, she's going to be banished. First of all, that's fucked. And second of all, woo-wee, ouch, because that's the only effect you get. So when she's sent to the graveyard, if you summon her normally, God forbid, unfortunately, you only get the add. So she is terrible in the respect that she is way too restricted, despite the fact that her effects aren't even all that useful. The first thing, I understand why they restricted her like this, but there is one thing they should not have done. Why the fuck is she banished after the special summon? That makes absolutely no sense. I hate to play my boy. I really hate to play my boy. Diablos would be more, restricted if that was the case. Because he actually has protection from a lot of shit, and can only really be destroyed by open sources like Mirror Force or something along those lines. She can be killed by anything. Literally, a stray fucking bullet can just, you think you're attacking the Archfiend, and then she's dead. But yeah, like, she's way too restricted for such mediocre effects, really. The only deck you'll play her in, 9 times out of 10, to get benefit out of both effects, if both were unlocked, is Dark World, and they don't need her, really. You know what else could use her and might need her, though? Fabled. But they don't really care. They're more into synchro summoning. But she is level 8, so level 2, you know, can kind of probably work that out there. Get you the level... I think it was a level 10, right? They have a level 10. They definitely have a level 10. But, you know, you got the level 10 on lock if you use her in that deck. You also have the... what was that other one? Dangers. Dangers also could use her. They send to the graveyard via card effect. The only thing is, she might get sent to the graveyard via the card effect. But if that's the case, then you at least have the secondary effect, which is target one fiend monster in your graveyard except for herself and, you know, add it to your hand. See, now, this effect right here makes me unfortunately believe that she was not built with Lair of Darkness in mind. But Archfiend or these guys. The only problem is these guys already send the hand when a level 8 monster is sent to the graveyard. So maybe not them. Perhaps Fabled due to their discarding nature. But yeah, Labyrinth, she doesn't really have too much to work with in Labyrinth either. Unless it's this. Fiend Griefing is the only thing, but I believe it has to be... No, just sent to the graveyard. So, Fiend Griefing is the easiest way to bring her out from your hand or graveyard. It's just by sending something to the graveyard from your deck. This is the best card for her, and it is normal, so Lilith can search it, and Malice can reset it right back to the field, so she's in the graveyard, there's that. The problem, however, is once she's summoned via that effect, that first effect, she will banish herself, which... It's not like she's going to live. Now, with Diablos, you can make that case. He has 3,000, which is, like, premier boss numbers in terms of stat. This bitch only has 23. She is the same power as a fucking Code Talker monster. But you want to know the difference between Code Talker monsters and her? They are good. Like, for real, the Code Talker can get more attack. It's not like he's stuck at 23. The X-Code Talker locks your opponent out of fucking, like, monster space, at least. He's Transcode Talker brings something out from the graveyard. The only one that she's on par with is Power Code Talker. Expensive-ass cost for mediocre power, but, I mean, the motherfucker can at least destroy stuff and prevent something from happening to himself. She has no protection whatsoever, so her effects can be negated easily. Also, she can be called by real easily if you're doing... Well, if your opponent, first of all. First of all, if you're going to call by this card, you're wasting your calls by. I mean, unless it's like a detrimental, like, this thing might help them win the game, go for it. But otherwise, she might just end up banished more so than she would in the graveyard anyway. The only good thing that this card is for is literally being thrown away via the effect of Trade-In. If you don't know what Trade-In does, if you get rid of a level 8 monster, and then you draw 2 cards. Trade-In is literally Blue Eyes bait. If you're not running Trade-In and Blue Eyes, I understand. I don't... I really don't know what to tell you, buddy. They do have more draw support now, and it's, better stuff for... That was a loud car. Better support for them now, but, yeah. I just cannot see it. I cannot fucking see it. I can't. I shit you not. I've been trying effortful. But, oh, wait. Hold on. Pause. Is this the right replay? This might be the wrong replay. This is the wrong replay. My bad. Exit. Which one was it? I feel like it should be lower. It's definitely this one. This one. Yeah, this is the one. So she can be used. There is prospects of power. It's just really hard to get a good grip on the use. Like, I mean, here's a good example right here. I'm going to use Lilith. They're going to XZ me, whatever. Tribute, bring back, all that kind of stuff. So I don't get the search effect off of that, but I do get that. Now keep in mind, if a fiend monster, other than herself, is sent to the graveyard. So right now we have 1, 2, 3 targets. But you see how this one was already sent to the graveyard and nothing happened involving this card? Dude, I told you, it's because of cost. So right off the back, now you've seen physically with your eyes, this shit does not work. Urk and Lair, pure. This is like the main thing you're getting rid of cards with in Lair. And right off the back, it did not work. Trap was activated. Boom, she happens. And fun fact, any trap that activates will summon her. So if your opponent activates a trap, boom, you can actually benefit off of that. See, it says so right here. If a trap card is activated. So even if your opponent controls it, it just needs to be a trap card. Meaning that it doesn't even have to be a normal trap. It could be a continuous, quick play. It just has to be a trap. You have to activate it. There's that. She searches this, which pops something. Like, there is mechanics here that works for Lair, but in terms of herself, she won't tribute until something is sent to the graveyard via a card effect. Which is slow if you're not playing that kind of deck. Quite unfortunate. Still no trigger. And you can also see, yeah. So you can also see, Book of Moon, but you can also see, once again, something is sent, and, if you want to say, oh, but maybe it's because she was sent and then drawn back. That's not the case. When you see if sent to the graveyard, or, when sent to the graveyard, or if sent to the graveyard, it means exactly then. So once that monster is sent to the graveyard, that's when the effect would trigger. Shing! And then, boom, you'd special summon it. But because it's being sent by Lilith's effect, which is cost, it's being sent by the cost for Lilith's effect, the actual effect is search 3 traps, show your opponent, make them pick, set one of the traps, shuffle them back. That's the effect. The tribute monster is the cost. You must do that in order to have access to the effect. So, because of that, she doesn't trigger off of this. But let's say my opponent has Mirror Force or something like that as their set trap. That does work. As you can see, I set Fiend Griefing. Now watch what happens when I use Fiend Griefing. Oops. Oh. Wow. I thought I was going to use Fiend Griefing first. But, guess not. Alright, so here's basically the main case stance. That's funny. But anyway, so as you can see, I tributed her normally. This is another way you can get her out without having to worry about her fucking banishing herself. But if I had activated this while she was still in my hand, they have a monster in their graveyard. They have a few. So I could have targeted any one of these, sent them back into the deck, and then sent a monster to the graveyard. A fiend monster. That's the most specific thing. A fiend monster from my deck to the graveyard. It doesn't care about where the monster was. It just cares if it's sent to the graveyard. So she would have special summoned herself. I wish I had done that, but I don't know what I was thinking back in the time. This is the past. I don't know. But essentially, that's the play-by-play you could have banked on. This card right here, if you're going to play Lair of Darkness, play this at 3. It is the only way you're sending her to the graveyard for her second effect, and it's the only way you're going to even get her out of your hand for the first effect. Right? Diablos is far more merciful. something to also note, I sent Dark Spirit of Banishment. This card is an important card as to why I sent, because, well, this card is in the graveyard. It is a double-edged bomb. Insert clip of Kyria here. This card will bring this bring this back if it's destroyed. However, you can see it's in the graveyard first, so it's like, oh, okay, how would that work? Well, when this is destroyed, not this because it's level 7, and not this because it's level 7, but this because it's level 8. When this is sent to the graveyard, this will come to my hand. And then if the opponent attacks me directly, this card will send itself to the graveyard to bring her back. And if the monster on the opponent's side of the field is not strong enough to contend, they will take the damage. That's the play-by-play, baby. And this just pops things on the field. And what you're going to see in a minute is exactly what I mean. Well, not exactly, but yep, exactly what I mean. Pause. So a lot happened there. So if this card... excuse me. So this card was... wait, what happened? Why did this card trigger? I don't even remember what this card does. Does this card do something in the graveyard? No. Oh, I guess I must have been seeing things. I thought it triggered. But anyway. So what had happened was a few things got triggered. So, first things, Dark Spirit of Banishment was triggered first. Which is not highlighting. I'm not highlighting over it. I don't know why. But anyway, Dark Spirit of Banishment triggered first. And in which case they destroyed everything on the field. They sent it to the graveyard. And because she was sent to the graveyard specifically, I got this added back to my hand. Now, the thing is, when she is sent to the graveyard, not her, when she is sent to the graveyard, because I didn't special summon her with the first effect, her second effect kicks in. Meaning that I can target one fiend monster, doesn't care about level, attribute, just one fiend monster, except for herself. I can add it to my hand. So, 2 of them were destroyed, so what I did was I targeted the other one. Oh, that's what it meant. And I added it back to my hand. It's right here. Alright then. So those are the sequences of events. So next, my opponent is going to attack me. I'm going to use Banishment in my hand, send it to the graveyard, and then what's going to happen is she's going to come back with her effects negated, but more than likely, depending on what they attack me with, might be enough to win. It'll be enough to win. Attacks, and it dies. So that was a example that I could do easily. You want to know why? Because I actually got her to be in my hand. That her being in the hand actually helped formulate the play around her, but otherwise, that would have actually been hard to pull off. Really hard to pull off. Okay, so that's it, basically. So now you know about Diabolica, what is she again? The Dragon Fiend Commander. Honestly, Diablos is more of a commander. Like, that's the fucking admiral right there. She's good, but you either have to build a deck around her, or she has to be in a deck that does not tribute for cost. Like, that's the main thing. So, she can work, but make sure you have Fiend Griefing, because that's the only way you're going to get any true mileage out of her. And also, of course, the whatchamacallits. So she's actually a welcome stay in Archfiends and stuff. So I wonder if the Archfiend guy is going to try something out with her. It could be fruitful. Alright. Well, that's about it. See y'all around town. Bye.